right, good evening, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to Jammin' Sports. Earlier today, we did an NFL doubleheader, and we wrapped up week number 15. If you weren't here for those games, the Vikings defeated the Cowboys, and the Packers held on to beat the Bears, and that wrapped up week number 15. Now, we're going to start week number 16, the final week of the regular season. And our first game up is the Las Vegas Raiders and the Buffalo Bills. And we'll get to that in just a second. We're on a little bit early here, a few minutes early. I want to go over how the playoffs are shaping up right now. Let's start in the NFC. That's a little bit easier. We'll go over there. The New York Giants and the Seattle Seahawks have both won their divisions. Seattle, with a 12-3 record, has won the NFC West. They'd be the 1 seed right now. And the Giants, who have won the NFC East, they're 10-5. They'd be the 2 seed right now. They'd have a first-round bye. The Minnesota Vikings currently lead the NFC Central with a 9-6 record, 1 game up on Detroit and Tampa Bay. Here's the scenario in the NFC Central. All Minnesota has to do is beat the Giants later this week, and Minnesota is NFC Central champs. For Detroit to win the NFC Central, they would have to defeat Chicago, and the Vikings would have to lose to the Giants. In that scenario, the Lions win the division, and the Vikings are in as a wild card. The only way Tampa Bay gets in is if they defeat the Packers, Detroit loses to Chicago, and the Vikings were to lose to the Giants. If that's what happens, then Tampa Bay is the division champion. Detroit would be... depending on what Dallas does, Detroit could still be in it. And then the Vikings would be a wild card if that were to happen. Now, Detroit and Dallas are both 8-7, fighting for a wild card spot. There's only one. Well, there's 2 wild card spots open, and Dallas, Tampa Bay, and Green Bay all fighting for it, as well as Washington. If it comes down to those. Well, before we get to that, San Francisco is 10-5. They have 1 wild card wrapped up already. But if it comes down to these 4 teams, Detroit, Dallas, Tampa Bay, and Washington, the tiebreaker goes to Detroit first, then Dallas, then Tampa Bay, and then Washington. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens there. The Redskins play at the Cardinals later this week. So the NFC, the 2 divisions, East and West, are decided, and Minnesota and San Francisco are in as a wild card. The NFC Central still up for grabs. All right. Over in the AFC, things, one way or the other, are a little bit more plain. The 3 divisions have been wrapped up. The Jets at 12-3 have won the AFC East, and the Raiders at 12-3 have won the AFC West. So who's got the home field advantage? Right now, the Jets, because they have a better conference record than the Raiders. The Jets are 9-2. The Raiders are 8-3. For the Raiders to be the number 1 seed, they would have to win against Buffalo coming up next, and the Jets would have to lose to Indianapolis later this week. The AFC Central has been wrapped up by Pittsburgh. The Steelers, they are locked in as the number 3 seed. Nothing there will change on that. The wild cards, Miami has one of them at 9-6. The Chargers have the other at 8-7. Now, if the Chargers and the Dolphins are both tied, in other words, if the Chargers win and the Dolphins lose, then the Chargers become the number 4 seed, and the Dolphins drop to 5. Miami has to be a game up on the Chargers for them to have the 4 seed. Now, there's 1 playoff slot still open, and 4 teams are vying for it. Those 4 teams are Buffalo, Cincinnati, Baltimore, and Denver, in that order. All Buffalo has to do is beat the Raiders here, and they are in as a wild card. The seeding, though, will still be decided later on, depending on what happens with the Chargers and the Dolphins. But if the Bills win, that final playoff spot is taken, and then Cincinnati, Baltimore, and Denver are all gone. For Cincinnati to get in, all they have to do is win, and Buffalo loses. For Baltimore to get in, they have to win, and Cincinnati and Buffalo have to lose. For Denver to get in, they have to win. Baltimore, Cincinnati, and Buffalo all have to lose. So there you go. So that's kind of where we are up right now. A lot can be decided next in this game right here between the Raiders and the Bills. If the Bills win, they lock up that final wild card. All they have to worry about in the AFC is the seeding. So I hope you all memorized that. There'll be a test a little bit later on. Evil Dead is 118 and 76. He's 42 games over 500. And if you're watching on YouTube, please follow, like, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Let's head out to Buffalo, New York for the final Thursday night game of the season here in Week 16 as we kick it off here at Jammin' Sports. Welcome into Highmark Stadium, Buffalo, New York. It's the Raiders and the Bills. And welcome into another NFL broadcast here at Jammin' Sports. Great to have you along as we kick off Week 16 with the Bills and the Raiders. We got a break on the weather. It's about 40 degrees. It could be a lot worse here in late December. Evil Dead's got the Raiders in this one. And the Buffalo Bills will get the opening kickoff. We're underway from the 3-yard line, bringing it back on the return. Number 84, that's Aaron Clayton. In his 4th year out of the University of Buffalo. The Raiders have already clinched the AFC West. Starting quarterback for the Bills is Mason Cross in his 2nd year out of LSU. But the Raiders can put the pressure on the Jets for that number 1 seed. Buffalo, they lock up the final wild card spot with a win. They don't have to worry about anybody else. They control their own destiny here. And they would knock 3 other teams out. 1st and 10 from the 24-yard line. Cross in the shotgun. He's got Scott in motion, the tight end. Cross looking. Throws underneath. And that's caught by Tyson Crawford out to the 31-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 2, gain of 8. It'll be 2nd and 2 from the 31-yard line. Cross in the shotgun. Cross looking. Throws outside. A shoestring catch by Adam Welsh out to the 50-yard line. A gain of 19, and that'll be a Buffalo first down. The Raiders essentially have nothing to play for other than the number 1 seed. They have to win. And the Jets have to lose against the Colts later on. 1st and 10 from the 50-yard line. Cross hands off to Mark Franklin. And Franklin down to the 39-yard line, a gain of 11. Nice opening drive by the Bills so far. 1st and 10, Buffalo. On the tackle there, number 30, Dwayne Jefferson, the 2nd-year safety out of Hampton. Buffalo on the move, 1st and 10. From the Raider 39. Cross quickly throws, coming across to Alden McGinnis. McGinnis down to the 30-yard line, a gain of 9. And that'll bring up 2nd and 1. .620 left to play in the first quarter. Buffalo on the move. 4 wide for the Bills. Cross under center. Cross looking. Throws, caught by David Scott, the tight end, down to the 16-yard line. A gain of 14. Another Buffalo first down. First and 10 from the Raiders' 16-yard line. We'll be playing at least 2 games tonight. We may play a third. It's the Texans and the Patriots up after this. First and 10 from the Raiders' 16-yard line. Cross in the shotgun. Hands off to Franklin. Franklin sidesteps, gets around the outside, all the way down to the 1 yard line. A gain of 15 yards for Mark Franklin, the 7th year back out of Vanderbilt. It'll be first and goal from the 1 yard line. Raiders have already wrapped up the AFC West. They have a first round bye. That's all locked up. First and goal from the 1. Cross looking. Cross throws it away. Incomplete. Couldn't find a receiver open. And that'll bring up second and goal from the 1 yard line. .5:13 left to play here in the first quarter. Second and goal from the 1. Bills come out in the I formation. Cross quickly throws, and it's incomplete. Adam Welsh couldn't hold on. He got nailed in the end zone. It'll be third and goal from the 1. Big third down here. Buffalo trying to take an early lead. In the I formation. Cross under center. Cross to the fullback. Connor Piner does not get in. In fact, he loses a yard. Piner, in his 6th year out of Colorado, does not get in. They try to give it to the fullback. The Raiders' defense is right there. It'll be fourth and goal from the 2, and the Bills will kick a field goal. Alex Rayner. They're going to go for it. Why not? A wild card berth at stake. Fourth and goal from the 2 yard line. Everybody in tight. Cross to Franklin. Touchdown, Buffalo. A 2 yard touchdown run by Mark Franklin. The Bills go for it on fourth and goal, and they get it. And they take a 6-0 lead. That was a ballsy call, but at this point in the season, you got to make those calls, and you got to execute. And they did. And the Bills lead it 6-0. Nice opening drive by Buffalo. They get the touchdown. And now Alex Rayner will come on for the extra point. Snap, kick is up. And it's good. Bills lead it 7-0. 4:40 left to play here in the first quarter. Live from Highmark Stadium, Buffalo, New York. Week 16, our final Thursday night game of the season. Bills trying to wrap up that final wild card spot. The Bills could be as high as a 4 seed or as low as a 6 seed, depending on what else happens later this week. From the 6 yard line on the return for the Raiders, number 84, that's Dwayne McNeil, out to the 28 yard line. The Raiders beat the Rams last week. Led by Cam Ward, the rookie quarterback out of the University of Miami. He's led the Raiders to a 12-3 season so far. First and 10 Raiders at their own 28, down 7-0. This will be the Raiders' opening possession of the game. Ward under center on first and 10. Ward to Cousins, and Orlando Cousins picks up a yard. That's it, to the 29, and that'll bring up second and 9. John Henderson on the tackle, the 8th year linebacker out of Penn State, and that'll bring up second and 9. .423 left in the first quarter. Bills up 7-0. 4 receivers set wide. Ward in the shotgun. Ward hands off to Cousins. And Orlando Cousins around the outside, breaking a tackle, and he's forced out of bounds at the 49 yard line. A 20 yard run by Orlando Cousins. In his 5th year out of Louisiana Tech, Marcus House, the defensive back, ran him out of bounds. The 9th year defensive back out of Texas. First and 10 for the Raiders at their own 49-yard line. Coming up on 4 minutes left to play here in the first quarter. 4 wide. Ward in the shotgun. Ward to Cousins again. And Cousins, not much, gets 2 yards to the Buffalo 49 before being tackled by Avery Dunn, the rookie defensive end out of Michigan State. It'll be 2nd and 8 from the 49-yard line. 3:40 left to play here in the first. Raiders come out on 2nd and 8 with Ward in the shotgun. Crosland in motion. Ward draws back. Ward throws outside. Caught by Siegel, the tight end. And Jason Siegel makes a nice move and gets down to the 30-yard line. A gain of 19. And a Raiders first down. First and 10 Raiders at the Buffalo 30-yard line. 3:15 and counting here in the first quarter. Three receivers to the near side. Ward in the shotgun on 1st and 10. Franklin in motion. Ward draws back. Ward looking, and he's going to take off. And he gets tackled down at the 27-yard line by the linebacker John Henderson. A gain of 3. It'll be 2nd and 7. 2:40 left in the first. 4 wide for the Raiders. Ward in the shotgun on 2nd down. Ward draws back, looking, throws down the middle, caught by Cousins out of the backfield, down to the 12. A gain of 15, another Raiders first down. Well, Buffalo had a long drive for a touchdown, and now the Raiders have a long drive, and they're getting close. On the tackle, Aaron Catledge, the third-year defensive back out of Navy. Raiders now from the Buffalo 12, 1st and 10, in the I formation. Ward to Cousins around the outside, and Cousins picks up a yard to the 11. It'll bring up 2nd and 9. Under 2 minutes left to play in the first quarter. Raiders trying to tie this one up. 4 wide for the Raiders. Ward under center. Ward draws back. Ward in trouble. Throws. Caught at the goal line. He's in. Touchdown. Peyton Clymer reached across. An 11-yard touchdown catch by Peyton Clymer, the 9th-year receiver out of Tennessee. I think he reached the ball across the goal line there. Yep. He was close, but he broke the plane. And now the Raiders are an extra point away from tying this one up. Evil Dead likes that. I think it's coming down to the Raiders and the Jets in the AFC Championship. I really do. Extra point by Lang. Snap, kick is up. And it's good. We're tied at 7 with 1:33 left to play. Here in the first quarter, live from Highmark Stadium, Buffalo, New York. Week 16, our Thursday night game to kick off the week here at Gemma Sports. Our final Thursday night game of the season. We're in the final week of the regular season. We play a 16-game schedule. I don't like this 17-game nonsense. Caleb Swayze will kick off from the 7-yard line on the return. Bringing it back up the sideline for Buffalo. Nearly broke it. Number 34. Who is 34? Out to the 44-yard line. I think that was David Walker. Yep, the third-year defensive back out of Citadel. I didn't see him on my roster. He's down the depth chart. Nice return by Walker, and now the Bills have it at their own 44-yard line. Great field position, tied at 7. 1st and 10, 1:29 left in the first quarter. Cross on the shotgun, 3 to the far side. And now Franklin goes out as a receiver. Empty backfield. Cross looking, throws down the middle, and he threw it behind his receiver. Incomplete. And that'll bring up 2nd and 10. 1:26 left in the first quarter. We're tied at 7. Bills are in with a win. 2nd and 10 from the 44-yard line. Cross in the shotgun. Cross looking. Sets up a screen pass to Franklin. And Franklin out to the 48-yard line. A gain of 8. That's going to bring up 3rd and 2. If the Bills lose, they can still get in if Denver, Baltimore, and Cincinnati all lose. Then Buffalo would still get in. But like I said, they need some help. 3rd and 2 from the 48. Cross quickly throws outside to McGinnis. And Alden McGinnis out to the 43-yard line. A gain of 5 and a Buffalo first down. If the Raiders lose, the Jets are guaranteed the number 1 seed, no matter if they win or lose against the Colts. First and 10. Buffalo at the Raider 43-yard line. Cross in the shotgun. Cross looking, throws, caught by McGinnis down to the 35. A gain of 8. And that'll bring up 2nd and 2. And that could be the last play of the quarter. Let's see if they get another play off. 2nd and 2 for the Bills at the Raider 35. 4 receivers set wide. Cross in the shotgun. Cross looking. Cross throws deep. And it's incomplete. At the end of 1, we're tied at 7 here at Jammin' Sports. Welcome back to Highmark Stadium, Buffalo, New York. We go to the second quarter. Raiders-Bills tied at 7. It'll be 3rd and 2 for Buffalo at the Raider 35-yard line. A lot at stake in this one for both teams, mostly for Buffalo, though. Cross under center on 3rd and 2. Cross hands off to Franklin, and Franklin gets the first down. A 3-yard gain out to the 32-yard line. First down, Buffalo. Jimmy Jam with Evil Dead on this Saturday. Late afternoon, early evening, depending on where you are. It's 5:17 here in Nashville. Where Evil Dead is in New York, it's 6:17. 1st and 10. Cross back. Cross looking. Throws. Caught. Crawford inside the 10. Tyson Crawford down to the 8-yard line. A gain of 24 yards. Tyson Crawford. Actually, I had it right the first time. A gain of 26. The second-year receiver out of Penn State. Dwayne Jefferson on the tackle. 1st and goal, Buffalo at the Raider 8. Raiders come out 5 wide, empty backfield. Cross in the shotgun. 1st and goal. Cross looking. Throws underneath. Caught. David Scott, touchdown, Buffalo. An 8-yard touchdown catch by David Scott, the 8th-year tight end out of Texas. And the Bills retake the lead. Every drive has ended with a score so far. Bills up 13-7, and now Alex Rayner will come on for the extra point. Rayner for the PAT. Snap, kick is up, and the kick is good. Bills lead it 14-7. We've seen some long drives by both teams. 7:01 left to play in the first half here at Highmark Stadium, Buffalo, New York, Week 16. Our Thursday night game to kick off the week here at Jammin' Sports. We have the Texans and the Patriots up next. We'll be in Foxborough for that one. That's pretty much a meaningless game. Both teams are out of the playoffs, but we play all the games. Rayner will kick off from the 4-yard line on the return. This is Dwayne McNeil, and McNeil out to the 26-yard line in his second year out of Stephen F. Austin. That's where you went to college? Stephen F. Austin? That's where Misty went to college, he said. 1st and 10 for the Raiders now at their own 26. Down 14-7. Cam Ward, the quarterback, the rookie out of Miami. Ward in the shotgun. 4 receivers set wide. Ward looking. Ward throws deep. And it's caught. Peyton Clymer all the way out to the 41-yard line. A 33-yard catch by Peyton Clymer to the Buffalo 41-yard line. Ward just threw it up there and let Clymer out-jump Catledge. Actually, it's Marcus House, number 23. Nice catch by Peyton Clymer, the 9th-year receiver out of Tennessee. 1st and 10 Raiders now at the Buffalo 41. Raiders looking to tie this one up. First and 10. Ward under center. Ward draws back. Ward looking. Rolls out. In trouble now. He gets sacked. A 3-yard loss back to the 44-yard line. Leon Seals on the sack in his 12th year out of Alabama. And that'll bring up 2nd and 13. 6:15 and counting here in the first half. Buffalo up 14-7. Raiders come out 4 wide. Ward in the shotgun. Ward looking. Throws, and it's tipped at the line. Incomplete. Tipped by number 98, Tay Cousins, the 5th-year defensive tackle out of Florida State. It'll be 3rd and 13 from the 44-yard line. 6 minutes left in the half. There's the train whistle. 3rd and 13, Ward in the shotgun. Ward draws back. Ward sets up a screen pass. And it's caught. And he only gets out to the 43-yard line, Orlando Cousins. And that's going to bring up 4th and 12. Raiders will have to punt. Caleb Swayze back to punt on 4th and 12. Swayze gets the punt away. And that's going to be into the end zone, touchback. And the Bills will have it at their own 20-yard line, up 14-7 with 5:29 left to play here in the first half. Buffalo can make it a 2-possession game if they can get any type of score on this drive. Once again, if the Bills win, they are in the playoffs as a wild card. And depending on what the Dolphins and Chargers do, the Bills could be as high as a number 4 seed or as low as a number 6. Cross on 1st and 10. Throws deep. He's got a man down there. Jump ball is picked off. Here comes the Raiders the other way. Number 46, James Kearney on the pick. Brings it back to the 39-yard line. I think Kearney hurt himself on that interception. But the Raiders get it right back. And his cross went deep and bounced off the receiver into the hands of James Kearney. Kearney in his 13th year out of Tennessee. Raiders take over at their own 39. They can tie it up. 5:17 left to play in the half. In the offset eye, Ward under center. Ward looking, throws near side, caught by Siegel, the tight end. No gain. On the tackle, Robert Preston, the 10th-year linebacker out of Penn State. It'll be 2nd and 10 from the 39. 5 minutes left here in the first half. Raiders come out 4 wide, 3 to the far side. Ward in the shotgun. Ward back. Ward throws downfield. Incomplete. Levi Crosland couldn't hold on. He took a pretty good shot from number 35, Andrew Spencer, the fourth-year safety out of USC. It'll be 3rd and 10 for the Raiders at their own 39-yard line. Ward in the shotgun on 3rd down. Ward fakes the handoff, throws, and it's caught. Siegel down the sideline. One-man debate. They're not going to get him. Touchdown. Raiders. 61 yards. Jason Siegel, the 12th-year tight end out of Tulsa. He beat the defensive back to the flag, to the pylon, got in for the touchdown. Barely. And now the Raiders can tie it up with the extra point. 61 yards. And now Dylan Lang for the extra point. Snap, kick is up. Kick is good. We're tied at 14. 4:39 left to play. Here in the first half. If Buffalo loses and the Bengals beat Philadelphia, then the Bengals are in and Buffalo would be out. They'd be tied with 8-8 records, but Cincinnati beat Buffalo just last week. They have the head-to-head. And now Caleb Swayze will kick off from the 5-yard line on the return. For the Bills, David Walker brings it out to the 24-yard line. 4:35 left to play in the second quarter. We're tied at 14. Bills will take over at their own 24-yard line. Mason Cross, the second-year quarterback out of LSU. He led the Bills to the playoffs last season for the first time in 17 sim seasons. Finally broke that streak. They're trying to get back to the playoffs on back-to-back seasons. 1st and 10 from the 24. Scott in motion. Cross looking. Cross throws. Caught by Tyson Crawford out to the 30-yard line. A gain of 6. It'll be 2nd and 4. Crawford in his second year out of Penn State. 4:20 left. 2nd and 4 from the 30-yard line. Cross in the shotgun. Cross drops back. Looking. Throws. Coming across. Mark Franklin can't hold on. Incomplete. And that'll bring up 3rd and 4. If we do a third game tonight, and we probably will, it'll be the Bengals and the Eagles. So we'll know before the end of the night what's going on. 3rd and 4 from the 30-yard line. Cross looking. Throws downfield, and it's caught by Crawford out to the 41-yard line. A gain of 11 and a Buffalo first down. Under 4 minutes left in the half. We're tied at 14. If you missed the games earlier today, we wrapped up Week 15 earlier this afternoon. The Vikings beat the Cowboys and the Packers beat the Bears. Those games are in the video section and they're on YouTube if you want to check them out. 1st and 10. Franklin in motion. Cross back. Cross throws. And has a receiver open. Incomplete. Adam Welsh, he overthrew him. That would have been 6 probably. Or close to it. That'll stop the clock. 3:33 left. 2nd and 10 for the Bills at their own 41-yard line. Bills come out 4 wide. Cross in the shotgun. Scott in motion. Cross drops back. Throws underneath. Caught by Franklin coming across. And Franklin out to the 45-yard line. A gain of 4. Make it a gain of 5. It'll be 2nd and 5. Or 3rd and 5. Mark Franklin, the 7th-year back out of Vanderbilt. Big 3rd down here. 3rd and 5. Buffalo at their own 45-yard line. We're tied at 14. 4 wide. Cross in the gun. Welsh in motion. Cross throws. And he underthrew his receiver. You're looking for Alden McGinnis. Incomplete. It'll be 4th down. And Buffalo will have to punt. Jimmy Jam with Evil Dead here on this Saturday. Late afternoon, early evening, depending on where you are. Cedric Givens back to punt. Givens gets the punt away. Inside the 10 and into the end zone. Touchback. Raiders will get it. 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. 2:55 left to play. We're tied at 14 here in Buffalo. Week 16. Our final Thursday night game of the season. We're in the final week of the regular season. We do 16 games, no buys. Don't like buys. Ward under center, 1st and 10. Ward hands off to Cousins, and Cousins will lose a yard. Cousins tackled by Cousins, no relation. Tay Cousins on the tackle for Buffalo. A loss of a yard, 2nd and 11 back at the 19-yard line. 2:36 and counting. On 2nd and 11. Ward looking, throws, caught by Sigel, and Jason Sigel out to the 34-yard line. And that'll be a gain of 15 yards and a Raider first down. On the tackle, number 35, Andrew Spencer, the safety. But it's a first down for the Raiders. Buys a blow. I don't like bye weeks. You get paid all that money, play. Coming up on the 2-minute warning. In the I formation. Ward to Cousins. Across the 40, and he picks up the first down out to the 49-yard line. Another gain of 15 yards as we hit the 2-minute warning here in the first half. Live from Highmark Stadium, Buffalo, New York. Week 16 here at Jammin' Sports. 1st and 10 for the Raiders at their own 49. Ward in the shotgun. Ward back, throws quickly, dumps it off to Sigel. And Jason Sigel out to the 43-yard line. A gain of 8, and that's going to bring up 2nd and 2. I tell you what, and Evil Dead will probably agree with me on this. I think the hottest team in the AFC right now is the Raiders. They've been looking good the last several weeks. 2nd and 2 from the 43-yard line. Ward looking, throws, caught. Peyton Clymer down to the 17-yard line. A gain of 26. First down, Raiders. The Jets are kind of on a losing streak right now. But the Raiders, they seem to be hitting their stride. Would not want to play the Vegas Raiders in the playoffs. If the Raiders are the 2 seed, they would get a first-round bye. Under a minute left in the half. 1st and 10 from the 17 of Buffalo. Ward draws back. Ward throws, caught. Making the catch, number 85, Randy Marks, the tight end, the rookie out of Indiana. 4 yards down to the 13-yard line. The Raiders take a timeout with 48 seconds left. 2nd and 6 from the 13-yard line. Raiders come out 4 wide, but they're in tight. Ward under center, single back. Ward draws back, throws underneath, and he's lucky that wasn't picked off. He threw it between 2 Bills behind the receiver. It'd be 3rd and 6 from the 13. 46 seconds left in the half. We're tied at 14. Raiders come out 4 wide. Ward under center. Ward draws back. Ward steps up. He's going to take off. And Ward down to the 4-yard line, a gain of 9. It'll be 1st and goal Raiders. They take a timeout with 39 seconds left. They have 1 timeout left. John Henderson, the linebacker, on the tackle. I'm glad we had at least one big game like this one for the final week of the season. Most of the other games are duds. 1st and goal from the 4. Ward looking, throws, caught. Nope, incomplete. Siegel can't hold on. It'll be second and goal from the 4. About half the games have some type of playoff implication to them, but there are many that don't. Second and goal from the 4-yard line. 36 seconds left in the half. Ward looking. Ward throws back to the end zone, incomplete. Looking for Levi Crossland, just threw it away. Saw he was well covered. That'll stop the clock. 32 seconds left in the half. Third and goal from the 4-yard line. The old train whistle. On third and goal, Ward in the shotgun. Ward back. Ward gets taken down at the 4-yard line. No gain. The Raiders take a timeout. Actually, Buffalo does. Why would Buffalo take a timeout there? It'll be fourth and goal from the 4-yard line. The Raiders will kick a field goal. This will be a 21-yard attempt by Dylan Lang. I think Buffalo wanted some time to get the ball back one more time. Lang from 21 yards. Snap, kick is up, and it's good. And the Raiders retake the lead, 17-14. With 26 seconds left to play here in the first half. Raiders up by 3. They'll kick off. It's been a good game so far. It's gone back and forth. One of the better matchups here in Week 16. And now the kickoff by Swayze. This will be fielded at the 5. Bringing it back for the Bills is Walker out to the 31-yard line. David Walker out to the 31. 22 seconds left. First and 10 Buffalo. I don't know if the Bills can score before halftime here. Only 22 seconds left. They have 2 timeouts. They'd have to strike deep. 4 wide for the Bills. Cross to the shotgun. First and 10. Cross drops back. Looking. Throws down the middle. Caught. Crawford. Big gain. Out to the 40-yard line. They quickly take a timeout. 29 yards to Crawford. Tyson Crawford. They're out to the Raider 40-yard line. They still have a timeout. If they can get about 10 to 15 more yards, they can kick a field goal before halftime. 3 wide to the near side. Cross in the shotgun. First and 10. Cross fakes the handoff inside. Looking. He's going to throw it deep. And it's nearly picked off. Should have been. Jason Law hit him right in his hands. It'll be second and 10 from the 46. 6 seconds left until halftime. Oh, they're going to try a field goal now. This will be a 57-yard field goal by Alex Rayner. The kick is up, and it's off to the right. No good. Wide right. They don't like to hear that in Buffalo. It remains a 17-14 ball game. The Raiders, with 2 seconds left, have the ball at their own 47. Raiders will come out and try a Hail Mary. Why not? You never know. Three receivers to the far side. Ward in the shotgun. Last play of the half. Ward draws back, looking. Throws incomplete. We go to halftime. Halftime score, the Raiders 17, the Bills 14 here at Jammin' Sports. Welcome back to Highmark Stadium, Buffalo, New York. We go to the second half. The Raiders lead the Bills 17-14. Buffalo has to win to get the final wild card spot in the AFC. The Raiders will get the ball first, up by 3 here in the second half from the 3-yard line. On the return, McNeil out to the 27-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Raiders. Cam Ward had a great first half. The touchdown to Clymer. Well, that's the only one they're going to show. 1st and 10 from the 27-yard line. As we start quarter number 3. Raiders try to put the pressure on the Jets for that number 1 seed in the AFC. Ward in the shotgun, 1st and 10. Ward quickly throws, gets it out to Levi Crosland, and Crosland down to the 43-yard line. A gain of 16. The 4th-year receiver out of Virginia, Levi Crosland. First down, the Vegas Raiders. Raiders come out 4 wide. Ward in the shotgun, 1st and 10. He's got Franklin in motion. He throws to Franklin in the flat, escapes a tackle, and Franklin out to the 40-yard line, a gain of 17 as they cross midfield to the Buffalo 40. That was nice. Franklin avoided that tackle and got some extra yardage. Catledge couldn't bring him in. Finally tackled downfield by Spencer, Andrew Spencer, the safety. 1st and 10, Raiders from the 40-yard line of Buffalo. They can make this a 2-score game with a touchdown. 3 receivers to the far side. Ward under center. Ward quickly throws to Clymer. And Clymer, bouncing around, finally goes down after a 5-yard gain to the 36-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 5. Jimmy Jam with Evil Dead. Evil Dead's at 42 games up, trying to make it 43. Going to catch up with Misty. She's at 1,000,000. In the I formation, Ward under center. Ward to Cousins around the outside. Orlando Cousins makes his way to the 34-yard line. A gain of just a yard. It'll be 3rd and 4. Big 3rd down for the Raiders. Big 3rd down for the Bills, trying to get a stop. Ward in the shotgun. 3 receivers to the near side on 3rd and 4. Franklin in motion. Ward draws back. Ward, it's a blitz, and they get him. John Henderson, the linebacker, comes in on the blitz. A loss of 7. Back to the 41-yard line. That takes the Raiders pretty much out of field goal range. It'll be 4th and 11. And Buffalo gets the stop they were looking for. Back to punt. Caleb Swayze. Swayze gets the punt away. And that's going to be out of bounds at the 22-yard line. That was not a good punt. That was a 19-yard punt. And now Buffalo will take over their own 22-yard line. 1st and 10. 5:34 left here in the 3rd quarter. Raiders lead by 3. If the Bills win, they're in. It's that simple. They don't have to worry about anybody else. 4 wide, 1st and 10. Cross in the shotgun. Welsh in motion. Cross looking. Rolls out. He's going to just throw it away. Incomplete. And that'll bring up 2nd and 10. That'll stop the clock. 5:28 left here in the 3rd quarter. We've got the Texans and the Patriots up next. We'll head to Foxborough for that one. 2nd and 10 from the 22-yard line. Cross under center. McGinnis in motion. Cross looking. Throws down the middle. Incomplete. Threw it behind his receiver. He was looking for Adam Welsh down the middle. Threw it behind him. It'll be 3rd and 10 from the 22-yard line. 5:25 left in the third. Buffalo comes out, cross under center. Cross looking. It's a blitz. He gets it away, and he threw it behind his receiver. Looking for David Scott, the tight end, incomplete. And that's going to bring up 4th and 10. And Buffalo's going to have to punt. They go 3 and out on that possession. It remains a 17-14 ball game in favor of the Raiders. Cedric Givens back to punt. And Givens gets the punt away. From the 29-yard line on the return is Dwayne McNeil out to the 36-yard line. And that's where the Raiders will take over, 1st and 10. Cam Ward will come back out from college football 25. He was drafted by the Raiders in my sim. .5:14 left to play here in the third quarter. Raiders come out 4 wide. Ward under center. Ward to Cousins up the middle, and Orlando Cousins out to the 41-yard line. A gain of 5. It'll be 2nd and 5. Five minutes left here in the third. Clock is moving. Raiders up by 3. Raiders come out 3 wide to the near side. Ward in the shotgun on 2nd and 5. Ward draws back. Ward looking, rolls out, and gets sacked. Leon Seals on the sack, the 12th-year defensive end out of Alabama. A loss of 7 yards. It'll be 3rd and 12 back at the 35-yard line. Big sack for Buffalo. 4.5 minutes left in the third quarter. Raiders come out on 3rd and 12. 4 receivers set wide. Ward in the shotgun. Ward draws back. It's a blitz. And they pressure him into throwing an incompletion. Tay Cousins was in his face. The Bills brought the house, and it paid off. And now the Raiders will punt. On 4th and 12. Caleb Swayze back to punt. Swayze gets the punt away. And Adam Welsh from the 17 brings it back out to the 27-yard line. And that's where Buffalo will have it, 1st and 10. 4:08 left to play here in the third quarter. Highmark Stadium, Buffalo, New York. Week 16, our Thursday night game. Here at Jammin' Sports to kick off the week. Three wide to the near side. Cross in the shotgun. 1st and 10. He's got Crawford in motion. Cross looking. Throws it outside to Franklin. Turns upfield. And Mark Franklin, the running back, out to the 41-yard line. A gain of 14. And that'll be a Buffalo first down. Mark Franklin. He spent 4 years with the Rams. Now in his 3rd year with Buffalo. 1st and 10 for the Bills at their own 41-yard line. 4:03 left to play here in the third quarter. 3 receivers off to the far side. Cross in the shotgun. High snap. Throws underneath. Caught by McGinnis. Out to the 49. A gain of 8. That'll bring up 2nd and 2. Buffalo from their own 49-yard line. 3 receivers to the near side. Cross in the shotgun on 2nd down. Crawford in motion. Cross looking. Cross rolls out and feels the pressure and throws it away. Incomplete. And that'll bring up 3rd and 2 at their own 49 with 3:18 left in the third. The Raiders have already won the AFC West but they're still fighting for that number 1 seed in the AFC. Cross in the shotgun on 3rd and 2. 4 wide. It's an end around to Welsh. And Welsh close to the marker, but he's going to come up short. On the tackle, number 52, Damian Snow, the second-year linebacker out of Texas A&M. It'll be 4th and inches. Let's see if Buffalo goes for it at the 50-yard line. 3 minutes left. Now they're going to punt. Cedric Givens back to punt. It was a great defensive play. And the punt goes out of bounds at the 12. So they pin the Raiders somewhat deep at the 12-yard line. Raiders still lead it 17-14 here in the 3rd quarter. With 2:50 left in the 3rd. Cam Ward will come back out to lead the offense. I probably would have myself. I probably would have gone for it. 4 wide. Ward in the shotgun. 1st and 10. From the 12. Ward draws back. Throws down the middle. Caught by Cousins all the way out to the 38-yard line. A gain of 26 by Orlando Cousins. That gives the Raiders some breathing room. 1st down, Vegas Raiders. Yep, bad decision. 2.5 minutes left to play here in the 3rd quarter. Raiders now from their own 38-yard line, 1st and 10. Cam Ward, the quarterback, under center. Ward fakes the handoff, rolls out, and Ward's going to take off. Gets the 1st down all the way out to the 45-yard line. A 17-yard scramble by Cam Ward into Buffalo territory. 1st down, Raiders. Under 2 minutes left now in the 3rd quarter. Raiders come out 4 wide. Ward under center. Ward to Cousins. And Cousins 3 yards out to the 42. Be 2nd and 7. Raiders taking control of this ball game. Second and 7 from the Buffalo 42. 4 wide. Ward drops back, dumps it off, making the catch. Randy Marks, the tight end, down to the 32-yard line. A gain of 10. Another Raider 1st down. 1:12 and counting here in the 3rd. Raiders trying to make it a 2-score game. 4 wide, Ward in the shotgun, 1st and 10. Franklin in motion. They hand off to Cousins. And Cousins gets back to the line of scrimmage. No gain. As John Henderson, the linebacker, makes the tackle. It'll be 2nd and 10 from the 32. Down to 45 seconds left here in the 3rd quarter. Raiders come out. Everybody in tight. Ward under center. Play action. Rolls out. Throws downfield. Caught by Siegel down to the 13-yard line. A 19-yard catch by Jason Siegel, the 12th year tight end out of Tulsa. 1st down, Vegas at the Buffalo 13-yard line. We're down to 22 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Quarter's winding down here. This should be the last play of the 3rd quarter. From the 13-yard line, Ward in the shotgun, 1st and 10. Ward to Cousins, inside the 10. Cousins down to the 3, a gain of 10. At the end of 3, Raiders up 17-14 here at Jammin' Sports. Welcome back to Highmark Stadium, Buffalo, New York. We go to the 4th quarter. Raiders up 17-14. They have it 1st and goal from the 3 in the I formation. Ward under center. Ward to Cousins. And Cousins fighting forward. Gets down to the 2-yard line. A gain of a yard. It'll be 2nd and goal from the 2. Raiders trying to make it a 2-score game. In the I formation, Ward under center on 2nd and goal. Ward to Cousins around the outside. Touchdown. Raiders. A 2-yard touchdown run by Orlando Cousins. Yeah, they really did. And the Raiders go up 23-14 with the extra point coming. They're up by 9. Dylan Lang will come on for the point after. Lang for the PAT. Kick is up, and it's good. Raiders lead it 24-14. If Buffalo loses, they can still get in. However, this would have to happen. The Bengals would have to lose to the Eagles. The Ravens would have to lose to the Dolphins. And the Broncos would have to lose to the Rams. If all 3 of those things happen and Buffalo loses this game, then Buffalo would back in to the playoffs as the final wild card. But if the Bills lose, that opens up the door for the Bengals, who are the next team on that list to play. Yeah, from the 3-yard line on the return for Buffalo, bringing it back is David Walker out to the 25-yard line. Buffalo down by 10 with 7:27 left. Well, they would not be eliminated yet, but if any of those, Cincinnati is the next one on the totem pole, and then Baltimore, then Denver. They have to hope all 3 of those teams lose. 1st and 10 from the 25, Cross in the shotgun. Buffalo would have the tiebreaker over the others in that situation. Cross looking, throws underneath, caught by Welsh, and Adam Welsh out to the 35, a gain of 9. It'll be 2nd and 1. We have the Texans and the Patriots up next, and then we'll have the Bengals and the Eagles. So we will see the Bengals play. Yeah, they're the only true New York team that plays in New York State. 2nd and 1 from the 35-yard line. Cross hands off to Franklin, and Franklin out to the 43-yard line. A gain of 8, and that's a Buffalo first down. Buffalo's got to get a move on, though. They're down by 10 with 6:47 and counting. Yep, the Texans and the Patriots are up next. And then we'll have the Bengals and the Eagles. They quickly throw out to McGinnis, out to the 46-yard line. Yeah, the Texans and the Patriots played a few weeks ago in Houston. Remember now, it's a 28-team schedule, or 28-team season, or 28-team league. And the way the scheduling formula goes, I'll explain it right after this. 1st and 10 from the 46. Cross in the gun. Cross to Franklin. And Franklin out to the 41. A gain of 5. It'll be 2nd and 5. If you finish 5th in a 5-team division, you play the other 5th place team twice. And the Texans and the Patriots were both considered 5th place teams. So that's why they're playing each other twice. The same holds true. I'll tell you in a second. 2nd and 5. Cross looking, throws. And it's caught by Tyson Crawford down to the 24-yard line. A gain of 17. First down, Buffalo. The Vikings finished last in the NFC Central. And so did the Cardinals, are considered a 5th place team. That's why the Vikings played the Cardinals twice. 1st and 10 from the 24-yard line. Cross in the shotgun. Cross looking. Cross throws. Caught underneath. Making the catch. Adam Welsh out to the 18-yard line. A gain of 6. It'll be 2nd and 4. Another Texan Patriot game. Coming up on 5 minutes. Bills got to score twice. They've worked it down to the Raider 18-yard line. 4 wide. Cross in the shotgun. 2nd and 4. Scott in motion, the tight end. Cross takes the snap. Throws down the middle. Caught by McGinnis. Escapes a tackle and gets down to the 9. A gain of 9. 1st and goal, Buffalo. If they score, it's going to make things interesting here. 4:30 and counting. But they need to score as quick as they can. They're down by 10. Whoa, that was quick. 3 receivers to the far side. 1st and goal from the 9. Cross to Franklin. And Franklin inside the 5. He's in. Touchdown, Buffalo. A quick score. It's what the Bills needed. A 9-yard touchdown run by Mark Franklin. No, I haven't had time to look at it yet. I wrote it down. I'll look later. That's what the Bills needed, a quick score. And now Alex Rayner will come on for the extra point. We got a good one here in Buffalo. This one's not over yet. Raider coach not happy. Rayner for the PAT. Snap, kick is up. And it's good. Raiders lead is now 24-21. A nice 8-play, 74-yard drive for the Bills. 4:14 left to play. Plenty of time for Buffalo to get a stop and get the ball back. That big dude's going to sit on the coach. Texans, Patriots up next. And then we'll have the Bengals and the Eagles. Your team plays later this week, Misty, the Buccaneers. There's the kick from the 4-yard line. On the return is McNeil out to the 27-yard line. That's Dwayne McNeil. And now Orlando Cousins. And the Raider offense will come back out. 4:10 left. Can Buffalo get a stop? Or will the Raiders get another score here? Let's see what we got. This one going down to the wire. That's what you want. 1st and 10 from their own 27 in the I formation. Ward to Cousins. And Cousins out to the 33, a gain of 6. It'll be 2nd and 4. We're at 4 minutes and counting. Clock continues to move. 2nd and 4 from the 33. 4 wide. Ward in the shotgun. Ward draws back. Ward throws. And incomplete on the sideline. J.T. Franklin couldn't catch it. Incomplete. And that'll bring up 3rd and 4. In his 4th year out of SMU, J.T. Franklin. 3rd and 4. Big 3rd down for the Raiders. Big 3rd down for the Bills right here. 4 wide. Ward under center. Ward draws back. Throws. And he overthrew Clymer. The Raiders go 3 and out. Buffalo's going to get it back. Crowd getting wild in Buffalo. Caleb Swayze will come on to punt. In his 16th year out of Baylor. Swayze gets the punt away. Fielded at the 16-yard line. And on the return, Adam Welsh brings it out to the 25. 3:28 left to play. Plenty of time for Buffalo. They have all 3 of their timeouts and the 2-minute warning. If the Bills win, they're in. They'll lock up the final wild card spot. And that would eliminate 3 other teams in one fell swoop. Buffalo comes out. Cross in the shotgun. 1st and 10 from the 25. In motion is Franklin. Cross looking. Cross still looking. He's got all day. He throws downfield. Nearly picked off. Eldon McCorkle That would have been a pick six. Ninth-year defensive back out of Syracuse knocks it down. That'll stop the clock. 3:20 left. 2nd and 10 from the 25-yard line. Bills come out 4 wide, 3 to the far side. Cross in the shotgun. Cross draws back, looking, throws across the middle. Caught by Welsh out to the 37. A gain of 12, first down Buffalo. We're coming up on 3 minutes left. Buffalo, a field goal would force overtime, possibly. 1st and 10. Cross in the shotgun from the 37-yard line. Franklin in motion. Cross looking. Throws down the middle. Caught by McGinnis out to the 48. Alden McGinnis, a gain of 11. First down Buffalo. 2:40 and counting. We're coming up on the 2-minute warning. He'll be here soon. 1st and 10 from their own 48-yard line. Cross in the shotgun. 4 receivers wide. Cross looking. Cross throws near side and caught by Crawford. A gain of 3. Out to the Raider 48-yard line. It'll bring up 2nd and 7. 2:18 left. As Crawford stepped out of bounds. And now Buffalo in Raider territory. 3 to the far side on 2nd and 7. Cross in the gun. Crawford in motion. Cross looking. Throws underneath. Caught by Crawford. Down to the 41. A gain of 7. First down. And that's going to take us to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes left. Live from Highmark Stadium, Buffalo, New York. Week 16, our Thursday night game, going down to the wire. Buffalo trying to secure a playoff spot. 1st and 10 from the Raider 41-yard line. Cross looking. Cross throws, and he underthrew that to the tight end, David Scott. Incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 10. $1:58 left. 2nd and 10 from the Raider 41-yard line. 4 wide. Cross in the shotgun. Franklin in motion. Cross drops back. Cross looking. Throws. And it's knocked down. Incomplete. Eldon McCorkle knocks it down. Another nice play by McCorkle. 3rd and 10 now for the Bills at the Raider 41. Big 3rd down for Buffalo. 4 wide. Cross in the shotgun. 3rd and 10. In motion is Scott. Cross looking. And they bring the blitz and they get him. Back at the 49-yard line. Cole Harper, the 3rd-year linebacker out of Kentucky, on the sack. A loss of 9. It'll be 4th and 19 for Buffalo, and they have to go for it. That was huge. And Harper just came flying in there. That's Misty messing with the JS in the corner. Misty and Gracie are stepping out. I'll be here all alone with the animals. 4th and 19. 1:38 left. Clock is moving. Buffalo has to go for it. 5 wide. Empty backfield. Cross. Back to throw. Looking. Throws deep. And it's incomplete. Broken up by James Kearney. The Raiders will take over. It'll be a turnover on downs. Here's the sad part for Buffalo. They could have wrapped up a playoff spot last week, and they could have wrapped it up the week before. But Buffalo is going to end the season with 3 straight losses. Yeah, they should have went way back. Raiders will take over 1st and 10 at the Buffalo 49-yard line. Buffalo can force a 3 and out and get the ball back. They have all 3 timeouts. In the eye. Ward, hands off. Cousins around the outside, picks up the first down, down the sideline. A big gain, good for 23. And that'll be a Raider first down. Buffalo takes a timeout, and that will about do it. Now Buffalo has to hope that Cincinnati, Baltimore, and Denver all lose. Buffalo can still back into the playoffs with an 8-8 record if Cincinnati, Baltimore, and Denver all lose. On 1st and 10, Ward to Cousins. And Cousins, no gain. Buffalo takes their second timeout. Barrett Briggs on the tackle. 1:12 left. Well, Buffalo, they gave it a shot, but the Raiders, I think the Raiders are the best team in the AFC. I know you're a Jet fan, but I really think if it's Jets-Raiders, I think the Raiders win that game. 2nd and 10 from the 26-yard line. Ward in the shotgun. Hands off to Cousins. And Cousins out to the 20. A gain of 5. Buffalo takes their final timeout. They have been, I think you're right. They've been more dominant. The Jets have lost 2 games in a row they should have won. Third and 5 from the 20. Ward in the shotgun, 4 wide. Ward back. Ward throws a swing pass to Cousins. Gets the first down. That's ball game. Down to the 13-yard line. A gain of 7. And the Las Vegas Raiders are going to finish the regular season 13-3. Buffalo's going to drop to 8-8. And Buffalo is going to have to make some prayers. In the victory formation, Ward will take a knee. They don't have to snap it again. The Bills are out of timeouts. And now that puts the pressure on the Jets. They have to beat the Colts to be the number 1 seed. If the Jets lose, the Raiders are the number 1 seed. Final seconds will tick away as Ward gets set to take another knee. And that's ball game. Your final score, Raiders 24, Buffalo 21. Thanks for watching here at Jammin' Sports. Texans Patriots up next.